Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in. It's Sunday night, which means it's WHF. That's We Have Fun Formula One. And tonight, it's round number 3, and we are heading off to continental Europe. We're going to the track in Portugal. It's Portimao. Rain, thank you so much for that subscription, my friend with Prime. Much appreciated. Hope you're doing very well indeed. I had a minor technical malfunction there whilst we were playing the introduction video, so apologies for that. We currently have 19 drivers in the lobby. We're almost ready to get underway for this evening's race, but we've mentioned where it is, but we need to have a quick look at a few bits before we move into qualification. So let's first and foremost have a quick look at some of the information. So calendar-wise, obviously tonight is round 3. We have a 14-round season, and we are Bahrain, Qatar out of the way in the books. Portugal then following that is Hungary. It's Azerbaijan and Baku. Zandvoort in the Netherlands. The halfway point takes us to Belgium for Spa. Then the second half of the season. A real mix of tracks here. So we've got Vegas and Monza, Silverstone, Austria, Japan, Brazil, and we finish, of course, with Abu Dhabi. Some real good iconic tracks there in that second half of the season. Really loving Monza, Silverstone, Suzuka, and, of course, Interlagos, Brazil. But, yes, tonight we are at the wonderful track, one of my favourites, in fact. It is Portimao. Let's just take a quick look at what happened last time out then. So as we can see here, what happened in Qatar, Supply Raptor won the race from 16th on the grid. We then had E69, a reserve driver, in P2, Arrow in the Ferrari P3. We had Aston Martin, Turbo Snow Jr. in P4, Alpine's Josh in P5, Ollie in the Sauber in P6. Then with 2 Racing Bulls flying in formation, we had JG, Jason Gordon, and then we had Crypto in P7 and 8. P9, it was Addiction in the Haas, another reserve driver with Mallard in P10. P11, it was the lanky one in the Mercedes. The second Sauber, it was Ultra Titan in P12. P13, we had Ty Clow in the second Ferrari, and then a couple of reserve drivers to wrap it up in Jamie Dwyer, P14, and R.A. Fitz in P15. A couple of DNFs in Sid and Nuto-Matic. Okay, so that's the last stage. What that means for the drivers' standings then. Here we go. Drivers' standings. Out in front in the Mercedes then on 47 points. It's Supply Raptor. He's followed closely by, I say closely, so after 3 races we've got a 19-point gap. So Kick Sauber and Ollie J in P2. Cookie then, last season's champion, currently in P3. Don't think he could race last week. 26 points though from the first 2 races of the season. For the first race of the season. E69 then a reserve in P4 on 22 points. 21 points, it's Arrow. Rio MUFC then is 6th place in the Haas on 18 points, tied with the lanky one in the Mercedes. Alpine's Josh on 17 points. And a real battle, as you can see, really. From Ollie down, there's only 14 points covering P2 down to P12. P12 being WT Addiction in the Haas. Dubbo, give you a little mention in the Red Bull, 14 points. And obviously Ultra Titan, 15 points. Turbo Snow Jr., 16 points. So that's the driver's standing. What does that mean for the constructors? Well, the constructors is Mercedes leading the way, of course, with 65 points, 43 points for the Kick Sauber team. Red Bull are on 40 points in P3. Haas, 32 points in P4. Ferrari, 29 points P5. VCarb, P6 with 20 points. 17 points for Alpine. Aston Martin, 16 points. McLaren, a lowly 5. But Williams, yet to get off the mark after 2 races. They'll be looking to make some moves this week. Parallel Harry will be driving for them tonight. And he will be joined by Jamie Dwyer. A couple of reserves. Reserve drivers, in fact, totaling 58 points. So with 2 reserve drivers on the books for tonight's race, Williams won't be getting any points in the constructors' standings the way we've got it set up here. There you go. No more points for Williams with 2 reserve drivers in tonight. That is a shame. Right, we've got all our drivers in for tonight. Let's have a quick look at where we're racing, shall we? We are heading, ladies and gentlemen, to Portimao in Portugal. 15 turns, 2.8 miles, 4.6 kilometres. There are 2 DRS zones, obviously with 2 detection zones. And as much as that doesn't really tell the full story there, the elevation, there are subtle elevation changes, certainly in sectors 1 and sector 3, that will really almost kind of sneak up on you if you've not done enough practice on this track. I've been trying to figure out what the potential corner names are called. We've got turn 1 is Primera, turn 2 doesn't have a name, turn 3 is Lagos. We've then got turn 4, turn 5 is Torre Veep, turn 6 and turn 7 nameless, turn 8 is Samsung, turn 9 Craig Jones, turn 10 Portimao, 11, 12 and 13 go nameless, while Sagre is turn 14 and the final turn, turn 15 is Galp. So let's see if we can get any of those turn names into the race this evening. We're about to start our short qualifying session here, so the drivers will get 18 minutes to set their best time to see who can claim pole. Great to have a full grid. Super have a full grid tonight. Hopefully you got to watch, by the way, the main race today at Budapest, at Hungary, where the McLaren radio was a little bit special. Turbo Snail Jr. says he is in trouble. I don't believe that for a minute, sir. You've got some good pace. Let's see it tonight, please, if we could be so very kind. Obviously, the graphic says Rage Quit and JB. We don't have JB with us tonight. My name, in fact, is Andy Owen. We're going to see if my name is actually on here. I don't think it is. Oh, it might be. No. Oh, there you go. I'll just put myself up. Not at Portugal. Oh, well. Not to worry, mate. You'll be fine, I'm sure. You'll be fine. Don't worry about it. Dry quali. I won't say for the race to keep you on your heels. Interesting, Ultra Titan. Things we love to hear. There's potential for a little bit of spice sprinkled throughout the race in our WHF race tonight. Let's get to the action anyway, because I know that's what you want to see, really. We're off. We're off and we're out. And we've got a couple of guys on laps already. I know we don't like to have the telemetry here, so we will ignore that. Right, who have we got out then? We've got, is it Craig? No, it is the first car out on track. It's Jamie Dwyer in the Williams. He is on the medium tyre at the moment in time. Be interested to see how he gets on then as he goes round. I believe that's Samsung. Turn 8. Interesting corner names. We'll do my very best to try and remember them, but I wouldn't hold out much hope for me tonight, ladies and gents. Right then, let's have a quick look at Jamie then. Let's just stay on board with him. Ignore everybody else for the moment. We've got a guy out, medium tyres, reserving tonight. Let's see what he can throw down. Be good to see him put a marker down as he goes up that little crest then to cross the line, and that rear wing, as you can see, is open on the Williams. Down to turn 1 then. What a sweep in from the left, clipping the inside. Very easy to invalidate on that corner. One of the slowest corners on the track is turn 3 up into turn 4. With the elevation change, that again can send you spiralling out right or indeed left, as Ollie J must have a qualification ban as he is out. Slowest turn on the track then, down towards the hairpin. Gets a tiny little bit out of shape there. Jamie. Turn 7. Up to turn 8. Now this is another one. If you do this, get on the throttle too, which you can get out of shape, as can be seen there by Jamie on a hot lap. and somebody in the Red Bull has gone flying past. So that might be somebody else on a hot lap as well. We'll check in with that very shortly. Is it Cookie? No, it's not Cookie. It's, good lord, how do you say that? Thulhu. Thulhu's going to be there for the first person to set a lap. Then it's going to be Jamie. So let's just see what happens here then. What's our first lap on the board? It's going to be a 79. Jamie goes 122.1. So those mistakes costing Jamie dearly. There, we've now got a McLaren coming around the final corner. That will be Craig Conley. Craig Conley crosses the line with a 17.9 also. 400s quicker than Thulu. An 18.1 for Mallard. We've then got, there'll be Ty Clear. Ty Clear goes through, 26.1. Slow for him. Right, okay, let's find this Kick Sauber then. The Kick Sauber's on an out lap. Let's find the second Red Bull. Where's the second Red Bull? Oh, Cookie sets a 17.2, 2/10 quicker than Mako, or Mac 007. Here comes Luke. Luke in the V-Carb to go fastest with a 16.9. First of our drivers into the 16s. 16.9. So I've seen some time trial times of around about a 16.1, 16 flat. I'm expecting a few of these guys to get into some of those times. We've got a host of drivers. Who's this? Fridgie. Coming across P16, currently up to P9 with 24.6. So I'm guessing these guys are just kind of setting some... goes deep there. That's obviously not what he intended to do. Ty Clear is a bit quicker. So Ty Clear's going to set himself a hot lap now. Yellow flag in sector 3. Probably just a slow Red Bull. That's a little bit better. 19.3 stays in 9th place. The quickest medium runner so far, Cookie. So that just as a word of note, actually, Cookie's done that lap on a set of mediums. So 17.2. Be interested to see what the pit stop strategy is tonight. There are rumours rifling throughout the paddock. Somebody might try a multiple stop strategy this evening. I can't possibly tell you who it was, but I'm on board with them. So 1/10 to the good is Cookie. Purple sector 1 it was as well. Climbing up the hill then to then sweep down right into a dip, then back up through that elevation change that we saw the mistake from Jamie Dwyer earlier on. Seems to navigate it very well, then back down again. See what I mean about the subtle elevation changes all across this track. When you look at the track map, it doesn't really look like elevation is much of an issue. But it's a little bit like a roller coaster. Second purple sector for Cookie then, as he sweeps to take turn 14. Taking a lot of that curb on the inside there, then pedal down to the metal to come round to Galp, which is turn 15, back down the hill he goes, and the race to the line is on. How much has he improved by? 5/10 he's improved by to throw down a 16.7 on the intermediate tyre. 400s down on his time, but Parallel Harry bests Cookie with a 16.6. We've then got Luke about to cross the line at the end of this. He was 400s down on his time, so he's going to dip into the pit lane. Ultra Titan's also out. Is he on a lap? No, he's on a cooldown. Let's find Fridgie then. What's Fridgie up to? Fridgie, we didn't get the sector split, but he's just gone through sector 2, going through the last few corners here at sector 3 before he crosses the finish line. May well be a pit entrance, this. He's way off the pace, and I think he's going to dive in, or he's going to set himself up for a lap. Into the pits he goes. No, he's going to set himself up for another lap. So, definitely not 2.6 seconds better, was it? It was. 21.9 then for Fridgie on those medium tyres. Ultra Titan then, 2 tenths, 2.5 tenths up, in fact, through the first 2 sectors. Let's see what he can do then, the Kick Sauber. The mix of black and green on that Kick Sauber. Through turn 14 he goes, down the hill towards turn 15 Galp, and the race to the line is on, unleashed, as it were. Only makes a 10th up, so lost some time in sector 3. Disappointment for the Kick Sauber guy there. Mallard, perhaps Mallard's setting a new run. Back up the hill. All these little elevation changes, if you get on the throttle a little bit too hard, certainly if you're running no traction control, or some of those little changes on the differential that we can see in the new setup model of this game, can send you spiraling out of control. Down the hill he goes, through turn 6 and 7, up the hill, turn 8 negotiated relatively well, back down again, back up again. Guess what? He's going to go back down again. What goes up must come down. And he invalidates there. Invalidates. Not a good lap from him. Let's have a quick look what RAF Fitz is doing. He's 3.5 seconds over his time. So he's just set himself a quick banker of 1:39. And I'm sure he'll be setting a lap quite soon. Let's see if we can find out. Is it JG? Yeah, JG's just on an outlap. Let's jump on board with JG then to see how he navigates his way. Currently sat in P4 with a 17.1. 5 tenths off the provisional pole sitter, which is Parallel Harry, who set a 16.6 on his latest attempt. To turn 3 he goes, then navigates it quite well, gets down on the power, kicks a little bit of inside curve there into turn 4 and uses the majority of the track on the outlap. 1/10 down though on his provisional time. Seems to get through that relatively weakly. I was going to say relatively well, but he has indeed invalidated. Turbo Snail's also invalidated. How's Thulu getting on? Thulu's invalidated as well. So into the pits he dives. Tie clear. Tie clear then. Okay. We've got something to watch because he's 4 tenths to the good through the first sector. What can he do in the second sector then? Nearly 9 tenths. Nearly 9 tenths up. So he's going to be challenging possibly the top 10 if he can get a couple more tenths in this sector. Cat and tie clear in the Ferrari, get himself up into the top 10. His teammate Arrow, of course, currently sat in P5 with a 17.3. And he does 1.3 second improvement up into P11, not quite P10. As Mr. Fitz started a new lap. Mr. Fitz started a new lap, but he has invalidated. So he'll be frustrated. Turbo Snail, here we go. So Turbo Snail Jr. starting his latest effort. Plenty of places that you can invalidate on this track, of course. Certainly turn 1 into turn 2 is potential. Turn 4, potential. Then turn 6 into 7, there's potential to invalidate. So we do have quite a lot of tricky. This one of the tracks that appears to be the trickiest for our drivers to navigate from a validation perspective. But the Aston Martin driver doing quite well, gets through sector 1. And of course now he's going to dive down the hill, then up towards the crest at the top of sector 2 to go back down through that time marker. Almost a second, so he's 9 tenths into the good. Can Turbo Snail get into the 16s to join Parallel Harry, Cookie and OTLR Luke? Into Galpy goes, then a little bit of traffic in front of him. Is he going to get a tow? He's not going to get a tow because the Haas just about manages to get out of the way. Gets himself into the 16s. It's a 1:16.935. P4. Punting JG down into P5. Excuse me. Who have we got coming round turn 14 now then? It's the Red Bull of Thulu. He's about to start his next run. So he was one of the guys that set one of the early times. Let's see if he can make some improvements. We'll get a good indication as we get through Sector 1, of course, if he keeps it valid, which he does through turns 1, 2 and 3, climbing up the hill. Tender on that throttle as we go through what will be a DRS zone in the race. 300s down on his time, so not a good first sector from the Red Bull man. Can he make improvements in Sector 2 then? He's currently 1.3 seconds off provisional pole. Slides the back end out there, going through turn number 8. Climbing back up to the crest, down the hill to the basin of this dip, before he climbs back up again towards that Sector 3 marker. Has he made an improvement or has he backed out? He's now 500, so he's made 800th improvement, Sector 1, but that's not going to do too much for his time. He might sneak up one position and steal P9 from Craig Conley, who's currently sat in the pit lane. We'll be jumping on with Cookie directly after this car crosses the line, because Cookie is not far behind and is looking like a hot lap. Low is going to dive into the pits. Let's jump on with Cookie. 4 tenths to the good Cookie then. Into the 16.3s at present as it stands. Down towards turn 15 he goes. Gallop down the hill. Are we going to see one of these guys get into the 15s tonight? That's the big question. As he crosses the line for a 16.1. A 5.86 improvement. Parallel Harry. Almost a second over Luke. He's coming through again. And we'll have to wait till he gets to the end of this sector run to see if he's making improvement. He's having a little wiggle, so it looks like he's warming his tyres up. Let's just have a quick look at the telemetry. 100% battery. So he's getting ready for another run. JG, he's got for his another run right now then. Don't know how long we've got left in this session, by the way. There we go, 3 minutes left in the session. So we're heading final run territory then. 2 minutes, 55 seconds left in this short qualifying session here for WHF. It's Sunday night. We're at Portimao for round 3 of the championship. We're on board with a V-carb. And it's Jason Gordon seeing if he can get himself up onto that front row. Certainly to try and get himself into the 16s to start with. Steers clear of that inside sausage curb as we go elevation up, back down towards the next turn, turn number 9, into 10. What's the split going to say? 2 tenths up. So as it currently stands, he would be getting himself onto the second row, possibly in P3. We'll have to wait and see what Luke does, of course, with not much time left in this short quali session. But as it currently stands, JG, with the time he's setting right now, as he come round turn 15, would be looking at a place on the front 2 rows. Can he improve? He can! Almost 4 tenths to a 16.7. Great lap from him. Parallel Harry, only 200s better off. He might dive in. No, he's not going to dive in. He's not going to have enough time to dive in, is he? He's going to have to make do with it. 300s better. OTLR Luke, he is done for the night. No, he's not. He's going to cross the line in plenty of time. I'm talking absolute rubbish. We're going to have one final run from OTLR Luke. Are we going to have an extra run from Parallel Harry? No, we're not. JG's done. So Luke's going to be the guy that's going to try and challenge pole here. Is Turbo Snail. Turbo Snail's 2 tenths up. Can Turbo Snail turn up the heat on JG and Parallel Harry in P2 and 3? Pole looks to be out of reach currently with the guys at the top at the moment. Arrow, no split for him at the minute. We do have an Aston Martin. It's dynamic duo. Is he making an improvement? 6/10th improvement won't be enough for him. Mercedes, it's Mallard, is it? Yes, Mallard, only 3/10ths improvement for him. We'll get him into the 17s, but not much more. Let's have a quick jump on with Arrow then. Arrow, as he comes around, no, he's done. He's had enough. Is he setting himself up for a final run? That's the big question, because I can't see how long's left on the session. Ladies and gentlemen, all I know is the clock hasn't ticked out, but he does dive into the pit lane. He's had enough. As Turbo Snail does make an improvement, 3.5 tenths for him to put him on the provisional front row. A 16.5. 4 tenths shy of Cookie, though, so he won't challenge for pole, but he has put down a marker beating Parallel Harry by 1,000th of a second. Parallel Harry is invalidated. Is he going to get himself round in time to have another run? No, he's not. So Parallel Harry won't improve. Jason Gordon won't improve. Luke, almost 3/10 over his time, goes off, crashes into the wall. That's Luke done as well. Matt 007 done. Arrow done. Craig Conley done. Mallard 2.5 seconds done. Lanky one. What's Lanky one looking like? So Cookie did an outlap, dived into the pit lane. We've got somebody cutting some corners down there at the start of Sector 3 to get back. Just to probably get back in one piece, I would imagine. So Lanky one comes through then. He's 1.5 seconds down. Thulu, what can Thulu do? Invalidated. It's a mess at the end of short qualification here. What are we going to see from Tyclear? Can Tyclear improve? Where can he put himself then? He's just about to finish Sector 2. He looks like slow times there. 12 seconds down. Fitz is done. Jamie Dwyer 5 seconds down. And that looks like a horrible final run for the majority of the people on this qualification session, ladies and gentlemen. But your guy who's going to sit on pole position is last year's WHF champion, Season 2 champion. It's Cookie yet again driving in the Red Bull, and he's going to start this race in Portugal on pole position. Wow. What a mess from the majority of the field. I think only Turbo Snail really put anything down in that final session. Maybe Matt 007 to get a 17.2. But unbelievable that session. 16.1 from Cookie. Almost as quick as his time trial, which is a 16 flat. We didn't quite get into the 15s, but I think if Cookie would have had a final run or needed to do a final run, we might have made it into the 15s. Turbo Snail, who said at the beginning of the stream that he was in a bit of trouble. Well, sir, it looks like you've done a damn good job to me, so well done indeed. Right, while we're just waiting, I'm going to run a quick ad from the sponsors.
If you're looking for signed Formula 1 memorabilia, then look no further than F1Collectors.com. If you want signed memorabilia from the greats like Michael Schumacher, Ayrton Senna, and you guessed it, 3-time world champion Max Verstappen, then head to the bio and find the link to F1Collectors.com.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. So please go to F1Collectors.com for all your Formula 1 collectible needs. I'm going to head back into the sports bar very briefly because we do appear to have a little bit of a black screen right now. We're just waiting for the lobby to reload again, and we will get ourselves back to just double check what happened at qualification. We're not going to get that, actually. So we didn't get the final rundown of the qualification times. How very interesting. Just to let you know tonight, guys, I will be, if there's a safety car, I will take an opportunity to go and get myself a drink. So just to let you know, guys, I will go and get a drink if I need to get a drink while there's a safety car running. We won't miss too much of the action in that case. Want to make sure we bring everything to you, of course, as best we can. But the game did skip looking at the classification. It's easy for me to say. Yeah, it does indeed, mate. I don't know whether we've got an official go time. I will get us, obviously, we won't miss lights out. It will get us into to see the race. But yeah, we didn't get any qualification session. All we know is that the front row contains both Cookie on pole and Turbo Snail Jr., who joins him on the front row. So I think there were quite big gaps in qualification there. So I think we've obviously merged tiers 1 and 2 this year. So maybe we will see a couple of different race strategies going on. The race strategy will be very important. The clouds seem to be gathering here at Portimao. It isn't, as much as it's dry, it doesn't look like it's overly sunny. So track temperature will be a little bit lower perhaps than it was in qualification because the sun was shining during quali. And so it'll be interesting to see what we do as we move into the race and what the tyre strategy for these guys looks like. We did get a subtle hint as we started qualification that there may be some differential when it comes to weather conditions this evening. So we'll look forward to seeing how that plays out and how that perhaps has changed the dynamic of our race tonight. But it will be Cookie starting the race on pole position. He's shown some wonderful pace, of course. And he's about to show some wonderful pace again, perhaps, because there we go. It's showtime in WHF. Really good start, it seems, from Cookie. He's going to lead into turn 1, followed by Turbo Snell and the Aston Martin. P3 is Parallel Harry, Jason Gordon, Mac 007 going side by side with Luke. Spared Fungus 10-second penalty, and we've got a virtual safety car already, and that's caused absolute havoc then. Who have we got that's lost parts of cars? Because certainly we must have 2 10-second penalties out already. Craig Conley and Spared Fungus picking up 10-second penalties. That is not a good start for those guys. They will be very disappointed there. And at the back, we've got Jamie Dwyer, Ollie J, and the lanky one, and in fact Dasher as well, all kind of off the back a little bit there. They seem to be some form of collision. So no damage on Cookie, nothing on Turbo Snail. Parallel Harry, 1.3 seconds off the back now of Turbo Snail, obviously under virtual safety car conditions. There will be an opportunity for us to band back up again. Let's just double check on some tyre strategies. They're medium runners for the top 7. We've got 7 runners on the soft tyre. Now, this game seems to punish that soft tyre, certainly when you've got tracks with, Turbo Snail gets a virtual drive-through penalty as it goes green. He's under pressure. Parallel Harry, though, takes P1 from the race leader. So Parallel Harry goes from P3 to P1. 10-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Penalties left, right and centre. Unbelievable stuff this is on the first lap and a half of this race. Into the pit lane goes Fridgie and the lanky one. They were obviously involved in that incident that caused the virtual safety car. But what a move that is from Parallel Harry. Down into turn 1, taking the lead of the race. Very, very early here from Cookie. Turbo Snell gets himself a drive-through. That is careless. Cookie looked like he might have picked himself up a warning there as he swept round turn number 7. Three-second time penalty for Thulu's interpretation of track limits tonight as well. The 2 Red Bull racing cars, the V-Carbs, running in formation, flying in formation here in P4 and P5 for JG. Let's have a quick look at the position changes. 2 up for Parallel Harry, 3 up for RA Fitz, 5 up for Dynamic Duo, up into P12, and then 3 up each for Spared Fungus, Dash, and Ollie J. Spared Fungus obviously has that penalty. Turbo dives into the pit lane to serve that drive-through penalty that he's got himself. Is Cookie going to make a move down into turn 1? He is not. RA Fitz getting pretty close to the back of the Red Bull of Thulu, teammate of Cookie, of course. No Supply Raptor tonight. The championship leader with that 19-point gap. The second place driver whose name escapes me. But certainly Cookie will be looking to take the lead in the championship tonight with no Supply Raptor in tow. Full complement of points, of course, will take him up to 52 because he currently sits on 26. JG in P3 then. P4 for Luke. So around that final turn 15 we go then. First 10 cars, all in what could be considered a DRS train as JG picks up the fastest lap of the race. Cookie does indeed take the lead though, down into turn number 1 from Parallel Harry. Didn't fight it too much there, the Williams driver. Notice the difference in line there between Cookie and Parallel Harry as they went into turn 4 up that hill. Having a tiny little look on the inside. Turbo Snail down 13 positions because of that. Drive-through penalty. So he's now got a lot of work to do. What's he behind the leader now? So he is now 23 seconds, a full pit stop behind the leader of the race. We've got a little bit of action possibly with Craig. Richie picks up 3 seconds. Ari Fitz now beginning to pile the pressure on the Red Bull of Thulu. Thulu being just out of DRS range as they cross the detection point. Yeah, so Thulu will be out of DRS range, sorry. He will not get the rear wing open. R.A. Fitz will, though, as they go down that home straight. Is he going to be able to get close enough to make a move? He's not, no. So maybe setups making a bit of a difference. Gets a tiny little bit out of shape on the sausage curve there. And a Mercedes going very deep. F1 Mallard going very deep into turn 3. Gets out of shape going into turn 4 as well. So that should allow Thulu to get onto the back of him. And Fitz also. There's an Alpine in Fitz showing a real good interest in trying to get past a Red Bull in Thulu. Mallard closing up to the back of Craig Conley, who's now dropped off the back of Arrow. Fitz does indeed get past the... Oh, it does go off track, though. So those two are going to battle it out then down this hill. The Red Bull's going to prevail. Does cut a corner, though. That'll be a warning. As Mac 07 gets his 3-second penalty also. So Fitz is showing a real eagerness here to get past this Red Bull. Needs to demonstrate a little bit of patience then. He's within DRS and Thulu is now well behind DRS. But you can see Fitz is losing time through turn 14. Can he make it back through turn 15 and then down the straight with that DRS? Is he going to be close enough to make a move? We do have Craig Conley looking to get a move done on Arrow. Gets the move done around the outside. Arrow had moved to a very defensive position on the inside of that corner. And through goes Craig. Craig Conley now 2.4 seconds off the back of his teammate, Mac 007, who's 1.2 seconds off the back of Luke. Luke closing in on his teammate. Are these VCOBs going to work together nicely tonight? Real good opportunity for them to score some great points in this championship as Jamie Dwyer picks up his 3 seconds. Let's take a look at it because these penalties are ramping up already. 13 seconds to Fridgie. 10 to both Craig Conley and Lanky One, and then 3 seconds each to Mac 007, Mallard, Thulu, and Jamie Dwyer. 5 laps on the soft tyres. I would imagine the soft tyre hasn't been people's friend so far on this game. So I would imagine that we may well see somewhere between 6 and 10 laps. All those 7 soft runners diving into the pit lane to make some changes. That would be my guess. We are going to see... Is that Parallel Harry? It is Parallel Harry making the move on Cookie. They swap position again. It's been a regular thing through the first 6 laps of this race. They've swapped on at least 3 or 4 occasions. Good that they're working together and not fighting each other too hard as they lap the Haas of Dasher. Fridgie picks up yet more warnings. 60 seconds for Fridgie on lap 7. And he's only coming to the end of sector 2 on lap 7 as well. Right, in fact, he's on lap 6. So the top 4 moving away at the moment. The second Red Bull picks up 3 seconds. The penalty count is flying. Gets a little bit out of shape, Harry, on the curb, the exit there. Back up the hill, though. That's allowed Cookie to close up again to within 3/10. So it's parallel Harry. Parallel Harry in the Williams, followed by the Red Bull of Cookie, JG and Luke in the 2 V-carbs. We're going to see challenging then again down this long home straight as we climb up the hill to the crest of it. Then the DRS wing wide open. Cookie moves to the inside. Beautiful aerial shot we've got. A little bit of drifting there from Harry. Drifted towards the middle of the track, towards Cookie. Then readjusted enough to make sure that there wasn't any contact going into turn 1, because that could have been catastrophic when the cars are going the quickest that they go on this track. 2.2 seconds then, the gap between the back of the 2 V-carbs that fly in formation right now on lap 8 and the McLaren of Mac 007, who's just overtaken Dasher himself. Yellow flag in sector 1. Yes, we've got... Is it Jamie Dwyer who's gone round? No, it isn't. It was Fitz. Fitz went round. So Fitz loses multiple positions then after he'd done so well to get himself up and in front of the Red Bull of Thulu. Loses it. By the look of it, coming through that elevation change in turn 4 at the end of sector number 1. Mac 007 picks up another 3 seconds. That's going to be hurtful for him. Arrow then just sat there in P6. Currently got Mallard for company in the Mercedes. But Arrow 3.7 seconds off the back. He's currently sat on the medium tyre as well. 7 laps then on these soft tyres for the 5 runners that remain on them. Mallard, Conley, Fitz, Dwyer and the dynamic duo. As JG makes a move. Gets the move done on Parallel Harry. Parallel Harry fights back though. Gets the move done and JG's relegated back down to P3. But you'll note that there must have been a mistake there somewhere, because Cookie has put the pedal to the metal and is now cleared the Williams driver. 1.6 seconds up the road. Are we about to see Cookie check out on lap number 9 and really kind of make a statement? Yellow flags yet again in sector 1, and this time it's Jamie Dwyer who's lost control coming out of turn 4, about to lose a position to Turbo Snail. Turbo Snail just picked up 3 seconds. So Jamie Dwyer, after what looked like a promising start from the second Williams driver, as Parallel Harry glitches, and that's 3 seconds for him. That really does hand the initiative to Cookie, but not just Cookie. It'll hand it to both JG and Luke as well in the 2 V-carbs behind. 2 seconds the gap now between Harry. We saw that connection issue there. That's the bit that put him out of bounds to pick up that 3 seconds. Don't know if there's anything that we can do about that for the steward team, but certainly a problem for the Williams driver with his connection. Lots of gaps are forming on this circuit. There is nobody within DRS range other than the 2 V-carbs in P3 and P4. Everybody else is outside. I say that just as Craig Conley dips in and out as Fitz picks up 3 seconds. The penalties, ladies and gentlemen, are racking up. 3 seconds for Harry, 6 seconds for Mac 007, 3 for Mallard, 6 for Thulu, 10 for Craig, 6 for Fitz, 3 for Turbo, 3 for Jamie Dwyer, 10 for Lanky One, and 19 seconds for Fridgie. Good lord. Good lord. We've seen somebody make a dip. We have seen somebody make a dip, so it must have been Jamie Dwyer who started on the soft tyre. Should we have a quick check on the race director? Just to see what Jamie Dwyer has done. Yeah, Jamie Dwyer's gone from soft to medium. So I would imagine Mallard, Craig Conley and Fitz will all be diving into the pit lane within the next... Probably within the next half a lap. Where's Mallard on the track right now? Is he coming into the pits right now? He is not. He's staying out for another lap. Do we see Craig Conley dive into the pit lane as he comes around the final turn? He stays out. Fitz, he stays out. Dynamic Duo's only 6 laps, so he'll stay out as well. So 10 laps on those soft tyres. Then I would imagine they'll be falling off pretty soon. But Milan seems to be quite close to the back of Ollie J. Ollie J, of course, did start quite a long way down. A quick look on the position change. Yeah, Ollie J up 13 positions so far. Down 12 for turbos now. So he is making a little bit of time back. But Parallel Harry now 3 seconds off the back of our race leader and reigning world champion Cookie in the Red Bull. I like this from the two V-carbs though. Nice and patient. Building the gap to Mac 007 in P5. And hopefully just going to start, or continue should I say, working together to get themselves in front of Parallel Harry. And then perhaps try and reel in our race leader. Anybody else in DRS range? JG getting real close to the back of that Williams. Through turn 2 we go. Is he going to make a move on the inside of turn 3? Has a look, but decides not. Dasher calls it a day in the pits. That's okay from him. Thank you, Dasher. Unfortunate for you. Unlucky. Wing wide open then on the back of JG. He's going to make a move. Defensive goes Parallel Harry. Down the hill. Are we going to see him try and make a move on the outside all the way around? No. Forces himself off the track almost. Look at that. So we talked about the V-carbs showing a little bit of patience, but feel a little bit of frustration here from JG, trying to get himself past the Williams of Parallel Harry. As Cookie streaks off into the distance, 3.7 seconds now the gap between Parallel Harry and Cookie. So much so the gap that we can't see him in the distance. So much more grip it seems on the V-carb. How close is his teammate? 6 tenths, 6.5 tenths, 6 tenths it is. Now he's very close. The wing's going to be wide open any second now. There it is. Wing's wide open. He's going to make a move. Fakes to go on the inside. Goes on the outside. Gets the move done with plenty of room to spare. Down into turn 1 then. The view from that rear wing of JG with Parallel Harry right behind. And right now it's Luke also right behind that Williams as well. He'll be looking to make a move so that these two Williams can work together. Down towards the hairpin goes Luke, then still staying in. Oh, Fitz, 10 seconds speed in the pit lane. Big mistake from him. Trying to get rid of those soft tyres, is he? Yeah, trying to get rid of those soft tyres after 12 laps. Important for Luke to do the same job that his teammates done here. He'll be wanting Harry to be paying attention behind him rather than paying attention to the back of JG in front as they go down that long home straight into turn 1. Ooh, catches a bit of sausage. Said the actress to the Bishop. Lap 13 of 35 we go then. Yellow flags in set to 1. And it's a Haas. It's DNF got a full-blown safety car, ladies and gentlemen. Let's be seeing our guys into the pit lane. Comes Cookie, closely followed by JG. Parallel Harry. Luke will also come in. He's going to want to give it a little bit of time, of course, because his teammate is also in the pits. Drive-through penalty for Fitz, speeding under safety car conditions. Fitz is having himself a day on penalties. Drive-through penalty and some more penalties as well, I'm absolutely convinced. Right then, Arrow doesn't pit. Arrow doesn't pit. He's carried on. And it looks like he's ghosted. Looks like he's ghosted. Do we have... Oh, Arrow. Arrow. Arrow, you're not on the list. Arrow, you're not on the list. The game's broken you, mate. Arrow. There goes me getting a drink. We got you there eventually, mate. Unbelievable. What a time. What a time to get a glitch, mate. What a time to get a glitch. I'm so sorry. Stuff like that, mate, you need to do it in the stream chat. I'm not watching Discord while we're in the race. Has to be in the stream chat, my friend. Too much going on. As Fitz calls it a day. But it was Friggy that Friggy DNF. Coming out of turn 4. Be back in the pack after sector 1. Yeah, you're not wrong. So Arrow's left the session again. Welcome in GTEJ for the follow. Thank you so much, my friend. We need to send him another invite. This is ridiculous. Still under safety car conditions we are then. Hopefully Arrow can get himself in. Arrow left the session again. He can't get in the session, ladies and gents. This is an absolute shocker. Absolute shocker. Oh God, I've just sent somebody an invite that I shouldn't have done. Yeah, those 15 lap old medium tyres will be dead, dull as ditch water. Zampa, could you do me a favour? Just message Arrow. I don't know what you're going to tell him, but can you just message him? I kind of get him back in. When he messages, he needs to message in stream chat. Let's try and at least get a good camera view. He's restarting his PC. Okay, great. Well, I would imagine by the time he gets back to his PC, good lord, spared fungus under safety car conditions, sir. What are you doing? In the Alpine there. It looks like he's lost control under safety car conditions. Is that going to delay the restart? Dr. Pepper and Nicotine. I want to give you the award for greatest name of the evening. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. Beautiful camera angles. If nothing else, we've got good camera angles here at Portimao. You get a real feel for the elevation changes from some of those shots that we get there from the race director. Get back on with Arrow then. When's his AI going to get us going again? Look at the state of the tyres. 15 laps. Cookie's just got to be mindful here, I think, that we're under AI conditions. Yeah, I think Cookie's almost better off just doing his own little start routine. Don't cross before the safety car line. Just about okay. Well done. There's Arrow. Good lord, what have we got going on here? A great view from Arrow's car as we've got 4 cars going in through turn number 1. Into turn 2, a dive up the inside from Mac 007 on Parallel Harry. Gets the move done. Might have been some contact there, though. Push to pass, ladies and gentlemen, but he didn't push. Mac gets a little bit racy on Cookie as well. And what we've missed is JG is actually leading this race in that V-carb. Closely followed. Contact between the McLaren and the Red Bull. And we've got a full safety car, the second full safety car of the evening. Don't know whether that was Mac moving over or Cookie drifting in, but rear right and front left connect, and that sends the McLaren into the wall and DNFs him. Cookie down into P8. Any damage on that car? No damage on the Red Bull. He's got all that work to do again. But there was a big mistake. The stewards will be taking a look at that, no doubt. Expect on your screens, if we have the feature, that stewards will be noting the incident between Mac 007 and Cookie on lap 17 as we reach halfway. Right, let's, while we're under safety car conditions again, let's give Arrow that reconnect. There we go. Yeah, oh, there you go. What the fuck was that? Completely took me out. Yeah, so, EJ. Oh, it's DNF'd Arrow. It's DNF'd Arrow. That is unbelievable. It's DNF'd him. But yeah, Mac, I think it'd be good to get your POV and Cookie's POV on that, because I don't know whether you were fully clear of him before you drifted back to the right-hand side or whether Cookie drifted left. There was definitely contact. I caught the contact. I caught the collision from your rear wing. But, yeah, yet to be decided. You'll have to submit that to the stewards, sir, and let them deal with the problem. You'll see, ladies and gentlemen, that WHF Arrow has indeed DNF'd. This game, once you get disconnected and try to connect, I reckon 75% of the time, you get automatically DNF'd in this game. It's an absolute disaster, and we can only hope that the update, so ladies and gentlemen, there is an update tomorrow morning at 10 AM UK time. We've got to hope that this is one of the things that they fix, because it seems to have been a feature for this game, for this game cycle so far, certainly since the last patch. So we've got 14 drivers left then, so currently as it stands, a little bit of a shake-up after that incident that we had on lap 16. It's the V-carb of Jason Gordon in front. Parallel Harry currently sat in P2. P3, it's OTLR Luke in the second of our V-carbs. Good showing from the V-carbs today. Kick Sauber's Ollie J up multiple positions in P4. 16 positions, in fact. P5, we've then got Mallard in the Mercedes. P6 is Turbo Snail on a good recovery drive after his drive-through penalty. Ty Clear in the Ferrari, up 6 positions for him. Lanky One in the second Mercedes, up 2. Jamie Dwyer in the Williams, again, good recovery drive from him, up now into P6. Craig Conley's lost a couple of positions, got rid of his 10-second penalty, and is on some fresh tyres, I would imagine. Relatively fresh, he did that at the last safety car. And then we've got our new tyre runners. So Ultra Titan, Thulu, Cookie and Spared Fungus all on fresh tyres. Cookie now down in P13 and he's put some fresh boots on that car. So I'm not sure that those will go the full 14 laps, but I'm pretty sure that if there's a man on this grid that can take him that distance, it will be him. Spared Fungus with multiple penalties to his name, 13 seconds. Is currently at the back of this field and P14. Arrow, I agree wholeheartedly with you. The game does need a little bit of work, doesn't it? It's not ideal right now. And that glitch that you've seen right there really is one that needs some attention. Let's just get rid of the penalties. Not interested in tyre wear at the moment. What we are interested in is this safety car restart. So it's JG, Parallel Harry, Luke, Ollie, Mallard, Turbo Snail, Tie Clear, Lanky One, Jamie Dwyer, Craig Conley, Ultra Titan, Thulu, Cookie, and Spared Fungus. We're about to get going. We're going to jump on board with the Williams as he doesn't get caught sleeping. Off to the defensive line then to try and break that toe goes JG. Off towards the pit wall. Not going to be close enough. Any car in the top 4 or 5 to make a move. Very close to the rear wing though. Making a move is Luke on the inside of Parallel Harry at turn number 3. Up the hill to turn 4. Parallel Harry fights back. Great defensive move from him. Jason Gordon goes defensive again. 3 seconds to Jason. To Lanky One, beg your pardon. And whilst Parallel Harry and Luke just tussle over P2 on this safety car restart, Jason Gordon just gets a little bit of a gap. 9/10. Lap 20 of 33 then. Safety car restart number 2. Jason Gordon leads the way. Parallel Harry, Luke, Ollie J. We've got incidents at the back. It's Thulu. The second Red Bull off into the gravel at turn number 8. Cookie has begun to make moves. Up into P7 from P13 on the safety car restart. What a move from him. We didn't see it, but it must have been a good one. All 6 of them. And he's got good traction here again. Are we going to see? What's your money on at least 2 moves being made by Cookie down into turn number 1? DRS is enabled. We're going to go 3 wide into turn 1. That spells chaos, and there it is! Mallard and Turbo Snail collide at turn 1, which allows Cookie, Tie Clear, and Ollie J straight through. 3 into 1 does not go at turn number 1, gentlemen. You should know better. The inside car got away with it. The 2 outside cars paid the price. Back out in front then, Jason Gordon, Parallel Harry and Luke vying for this victory, but they will have a Red Bull for company very, very shortly. Maybe a move here from Luke on the inside of Harry. He's going for the move. Is he going to get it done? Harry's going to have the inside line going back up the hill though, and we'll also have the inside line at the next corner. Luke will have to play the patient game, but he'll have Cookie for company then. Cookie goes all the way round the outside. What a move on the soft tyre from the Red Bull driver. And he's all over the back of the Williams as well. 1/10 in it. Are we going to see him make this move? DRS is wide open. We're going to get this done. That's done easy. Are we going to see a move for the lead of the race? We are! For the Red Bull driver! Down into turn 1. Goes a little bit deeper wide though. He's going to get tackled by Jason, but goes around the outside at turn number 3. Back up the hill as Jason gets out of shape. Cookie cements the lead of the race. Lap 22 of 33. All the way from P13 2 laps ago to P1. Here we go as Tie Clear picks up 3 seconds. Cookie then in the Red Bull. Jason Gordon, Parallel Harry, Ollie J, Luke, Craig Conley, Tie Clear, the Lanky One, Spared Fungus, F1 Mallard, Ultra Titan, Jamie Dwyer, Thulu, and Turbo Snail back in the pits again after that contact at turn 1 where they went 3 wide on lap number 21. But wow, what a move that was from Cookie to go from 4th to 1st. Oh, out of shape goes Ollie J off the track, and through goes Luke. Might have been some contact there from some of our leading contenders. But Cookie, look at the gap on the soft tyre. Let's just double check that tyre situation because I can't believe my eyes. 3.1 seconds, 18.4 fastest lap for the reigning champion. It looks like a battle for second place then, unless we have ourselves another safety car. BTA Andy, I apologise for inviting you to this lobby, sir. You're not supposed to be in it, and he's left. Thank you very much. Commentator mistake. 3.4 seconds then on the Red Bull. What a lap If you want to see a highlight reel, ladies and gentlemen, of this race, just look at lap numbers 21 and 22. Because my word, you'll see all the action you need to see. Speaking of action, Ollie J fighting back here, side by side with Luke. Seems to have some pace. Is he going to make a move up the inside? Ollie J does make a move up the inside. Definitely had a lot more pace there than Luke. Luke's lost an end plate, that's why. Front left end plate for Luke. That's his race. Very much compromised in the V-Cup. Are we going to see him dive into the pits? Or is he going to try and continue? Because all the way, he's only 2.2 seconds in front. Is he going to try and hang on for a safety car? Or is he going to dive into that pit lane? He's going to hang on to see if we get a safety car. Spared Fungus and Lanky One battling it out there, down that home straight down towards turn 1. Going to see Spared Fungus make the move. Again, somebody on the soft tyre making pain. He's gone from P14. Ty Clear and Craig Conley then come through turn 4 up the hill. The Ferrari bests the McLaren on this occasion. Down towards that tight hairpin. Both seem to do a relatively good job, but they've definitely got at least one Mercedes for company, if not two. But the Mercedes in P9 is more concerned about the Alpine in P10. Because those soft tyres need to sing. Oh, out of shape after making what can be a considerably ambitious move from Spared Fungus on turn 8. He's now been bested by Ultra Titan, trying to go around the outside at turn number 9. Beg your pardon, 10 or 11. Somewhere between. It's between turn 1 and 15. Everybody. Ultra Titan then fighting back with Spared Fungus. Spared Fungus will be taking a lot out of those tyres. I thought I saw some fiberglass. I thought I saw some bodywork come off one of those cars then. But needless to say, they'll fight on. So Cookie, 5 seconds out in front then. Harry still got Jason Gordon and Ollie J for company. Luke dropping off the back now of the Kick Sauber with that left end plate. Craig Conley. Is Craig Conley in the mix here? He's got rid of all those penalties, hasn't he? He's got two drivers in front of him with penalties. Both 3 seconds. So he's got some work to do to catch up Luke. He's got Ty Clear for company, who does have a penalty. Ty Clear almost gets a Mercedes into the back of him as Jamie Dwyer picks up 3 seconds again. That's his 6th second. And Turbo Snails retired in the pits. He's had enough of the night. We're down to 13. Unlucky for some. Certainly unlucky for the 7 that aren't with us any longer. Ultra Titan and Spared Fungus still battling it out there. Medium tyre versus soft tyre. P10 and P11. Something's clearly gone relatively wrong as Lanky One picks up another 3 seconds. That's 6 for him. All the while, can Craig Conley close this gap in on Luke and JG? Because those two guys with that, actually, JG has dropped right off the back there. Parallel Harry, Jason Gordon, Ollie J. So Jason does get himself up into P3 again. Ollie J down into P4. Luke P5. Ty Clear P6. Thank you so much for the bitty Zampa. I would guess Turbo. There's 3 seconds for Luke. That's going to be huge. Certainly huge for Craig Conley. Can Craig Conley get himself up? I say that just as he loses out to Mallard. But can Craig Conley fight his way back? He won't. He will not be aware that all the cars in front of him, bar JG and Cookie, have got 3 second penalties. JG looks like he's going to settle for P2 if he can just keep himself in line here with Mallard. He does have Ollie J for company, but of course Ollie J's got that 3 second penalty. It's really important that JG doesn't let Ollie get in front of him if he's going to claim the 2nd place on that podium. Oh, Zamp, did it not say you subbed? Thanks so much for the sub, Zamp. It did say somebody subbed earlier on, and I didn't get an alert for either the bits or the subscription. Don't do that, Arrow. Unless it's in something alcoholic. But you can't say that on stream, so don't do that. Who have we just seen going in the pits? Jamie's in the pit lane. Yeah, let's give a shout out to Arrow's Wi-Fi. The game crashed. EA wanted to update. Of course it did. Of course it did, Arrow. That is spectacular, spectacular stuff from our good friends at Electronic Arts and Codemasters. Spectacular. Anyway, we do still have a race on our hands, ladies and gentlemen. The leader of the race, obviously, on this 33-lap race, we're on lap 27, is Cookie. He's just about to start lap 28. Parallel Harry currently sat in P2 with 3 seconds of penalties. JG, excuse me. JG staying within that 3 seconds to try and claim himself P2, the second step on the podium. He is closely followed by Ollie. So Ollie can make some... There we go, and there we have it then. The commentator curse strikes for the evening. JG picks up that 3 seconds, and now he has got work to do. No more nursing those hard tyres, Jay. You've got to now put the pedal to the metal because you've got a 2.1 second gap to close in 6 laps. 69, says Zampa, of course. Nothing like a good redeemer. We like that. What I'd like to see is I'd like some sound alerts with some of those. That would be incredibly helpful. What else have we got in terms of battling then on track? Craig picks up 3 seconds. That's his shot at a podium bit in the dust. He was pulling himself back in from a time point of view. Yippee! That one worked. It also burst my left eardrum, but we won't go there. Ultra Titan then and Cookie, the only drivers on the grid that remain that do not have a time penalty tonight. It's not going to make much difference to Ultra Titan, of course, because there is a 4 second gap between Lanky 1 and Craig Conley. So I don't think that Ultra Titan is going to gain more than 1 spots. Oh, it didn't work on the stream. It worked in my ear. Strange. It should just work through Twitch, shouldn't it? Try it again. I've just realised I had something crossed off. Anyhow, right, let's get back up to some of the action then. Ollie J now seeing that penalty for JG knows that he's fighting for a step on the podium.
Mission failed. We'll get him next time.
Mission failed. We'll get him next time. Absolutely. So 3/10 then between the Kick Sauber of Ollie J and the V-Carb of Jason Gordon. We've got 5 laps of racing to go then as Cookie looks like he's going to start lap number 30. 7 seconds up. I don't think that came through on stream either. It came through my ear holes, which is, again, very bizarre. I understand how that can't be working. Anyway, where were we? Yes, so Jason Gordon's lost the position. I was distracted by the music. Jason Gordon loses this position. Wheel to wheel, side by side, they go through turn 3, up the hill into turn 4. V-Carb and Kick Sauber through the DRS zone. It's the V-Carb that picks up the DRS. That's a horrible camera angle. The inside line for JG as they climb up the hill then towards turn 6 and 7. Turn 8, called Samsung, apparently. There it is. Turn 8, Samsung. Samsung. JG retakes P3. 3.8 seconds now off the back. But what a move that is by Ollie J. Will the switchback work for the V-Carb driver, though? It does. So a late dive almost by Ollie J, the Kick Sauber, but JG earlier on the brakes gets the switchback done on Ollie J. These two then look like they're going to have one heck of a tussle towards the end of this race. Mallard's picked up some more penalty points. Penalty seconds, should I say. So Ty Clear Conley, Ultra Titan's got past the lanky one, got a job on his hands to close that gap by 2.4 seconds to pick up a position from Craig. Thank you very much for the one. Bitty Zamper. Ollie J takes P3. Again, these two are going to have one heck of a fight. I think what we'll do is we'll concentrate our attention for the last few laps on these guys. Of Thulu speeding in the pit lane. Retired from the session in the pit lane. You could have just finished the race, my friend. Just finished the race. Ollie J kicks out, but then through turn 6 to turn 7. The slight downhill, right-hander, turn 8, uphill now. Elevation changes, sausage curbs all over the shop to the crest of the hill. Down we go through turn 9. Turn 10, uphill to downhill. Let's just double check we're not seeing any extra penalties. We're not seeing any extra penalties. So lap 31 of 33. Ollie J and JG battling it out for that final step on the podium. Is there any tyre differential? No, the tyre's the same. 17 lap old hard tyres. Cookie still going on those 13 lap old soft tyres. Managed those particularly well. I think we saw guys pitting at around about 12 or 13 laps. The gap has closed ever so slightly between Parallel Harry and Cookie. But a very lonely race here for Harry at the present moment in time. 4 seconds clear of Ollie J, 8 seconds behind Cookie. Ollie J and JG, though, not a lonely race for them. On lap 32, the penultimate lap of the race. 6/10 the gap between the Green Machine and the sugar-free Red Bull. Are we going to see? Are we going to see JG try and get close enough to make a move down that home straight to try and lead the way? 7/10 though the gap now between Ollie and JG. That gap is growing all the time. Is JG going to be able to get close enough to make a move and claim himself a position on that podium? Craig Conley up into P6. Great moves from him. Penalty-wise, he's going to be in good shape. Is he going to make a move on Ty Clear then? Similar point. Let's jump on, though, with this battle for the podium. Are we going to see the move? Defensive goes Ollie, but that's a very defensive move that's going to allow Jason Gordon to breeze through into turn 1. It's all on the Red Bull racing car now. Can he fight off the Kick Sauber? We've seen that Kick Sauber make some great moves on Jason Gordon into turn 10, that uphill braking zone that turns into a downhill traction zone. Are we going to see that happen again? Great battle we've got on our hands here. Probably a great battle for P5 as well between Craig and Ty Clear, but we've got to focus our attention here right now. This is the battle for a place on the podium. Cookie is going to make this another race win. He'll chalk up another one. We'll jump on with him just as he crosses the start-finish line. But absolutely, for clarity, we have ensuring here a battle to the very, very end between Jason Gordon and Ollie J. Here we go then as Cookie claims a race win. Reigning champion. Parallel Harry's going to be in second. JG third. Ollie fourth. Can Ollie make something work? Is he going to have any battery to burn? Or is it going to be Parallel Harry crossing the line? It is JG. JG crosses the line to claim the final step on the podium, followed by Ollie J. It's going to be Craig Conley. Has indeed made a move on the Ferrari of Ty Clear to claim P5. Great drive that from Craig. Ty Clear P6. Ultra Titan's going to finish in P7. Luke, disappointing finish for him, I think, in P8 in the end. Lanky on P9. Mallard crosses the line in P10. Sped Fungus P11. And Jamie Dwyer's going to finish in 12th position then in that Williams. What a race we had there. Certainly for the podium position, the final podium position towards the end of the race. I think we've seen one of the moves of the season in week 3 when Cookie went from P4 through to about I say about, he definitely went through to P1 in the space of actually, he went from P13 to P1 in the space of 2 laps. Let's get that spot on. But what a race. What a drive that was. Craig Conley, hats off to you as well, sir. That was a superb drive from you to get yourself up into P5. Driver of the day is Ollie J, who finishes P4. He obviously started back in, I think it was P16 or 17. Let's hope we get the final race results here, because we didn't get the final qualification results. It doesn't look promising, I have to say, because I can hear the F1 music in the background, but I can't see any results. So please, if you are a driver listening to the stream and you can see the race results, please make sure you take a clip or a snapshot of the race results without the penalties included, please. Well, here's your podium. So podium on the top step of the podium yet again. It's the reigning world champion here in WHF. It's Cookie in that Red Bull. Yeah, hopefully that arrow. Yeah, hopefully he will have. I think it might move into it now, man. Might move into it now. That's what we've got to hope. There goes the champagne then. Red Bull spraying the champagne. With Williams and VCarb also on the front, on the steps of the podium tonight. Congratulations, guys. Well done. It doesn't look like we are going to get... Of course it's 40% off already, Zampa, because I bought it early. Blame me. Blame me. Wow. We got a fleeting glimpse there. A very fleeting glimpse of what the results look like. Good God. Anybody would think they'd spent a year building this thing. Possibly even longer. Possibly even longer. Why can't they even get that bit right? Good Lord. This patch tomorrow morning, by the way, I will be having stern words with people. Stern words. If some of these things aren't fixed. You know, the error that Arrow had there coming into that lobby. Unbelievable, Jeff. Unbelievable, Jeff. Right, let's have a quick look if we can get our guys in for some interviews. We can't get interviews because my Discord just crashed. Arrow, my Discord's just crashed. What is wrong with people tonight? The world is melting, mate. I can't open it back up again either. Can't open it back up again. Looks like I'm going to have to potentially do a PC restart by the look of it, because everything stopped working. Am I still even live? Yeah, I am still live. Good Lord. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was round 3 here at WHF in our Tier 1 Championship. The reigning champion took the win. Cookie in the Red Bull streaked away on the soft tyre in the latter halves of that race after a safety car restart. He went from P13 to P1 in the space of 2 laps. So never let it be said that the soft tyres can't last double-digit laps, because our reigning world champion definitely proved otherwise tonight. We had Parallel Harry in P2 in the Williams. And then the VCarb, the sugar-free Red Bull of Jason Gordon finishing 3rd. That was your podium for tonight. It's been an absolute pleasure to bring you that race. I thought there were some wonderful moves in there. Please make sure you go back and you clip your favourite moments and share them with Arrow, because there was some superb stuff there for our TikTok channel. Make sure you clip it all, get it done. And let's make sure you guys get some highlights on the on the socials. I'd love to go and get some rest, Arrow. I'm doing commentary again in about 40 minutes, sir. So what I might do is I might get myself some more refreshment. Thank you so much, guys. You take care. Have a wonderful rest of your Sunday. Have a great week. And no doubt we will see you again next week. We're going to go and raid Yarno now. So stick around. Make sure to go and give Yarno some WHF love. And that's it from me. Sayonara, folks. Wait till showtime next week.